Absurd reason I ended up in court. A delivery guy sued me for emotional trauma because I opened the door in a bathrobe. Yes, a bathrobe. I was at home, wrecked by a horrible flu. I hadn't showered in 2 days, surviving on cough drops and binge series. It was around 8 p.m., and I couldn't take it anymore. So I ordered a cheese-loaded empanada from Nico's place on the corner. I just wanted something comforting to not feel so miserable when the doorbell rang. I threw on my old long fleece robe, the kind that covers you down to your ankles, and shuffled to the door with a crumpled 20 bill in one hand and a bunch of used tissues in the other. I open the door and the guy just stares at me, horrified. "Ma'am, I'm calling my boss right now," and I'm standing there sniffling, totally confused. It's a robe. I'm receiving a delivery. That's all. "Yes, Miguel, I need backup. The client came out in underwear." "What, empanadas?" "What?" Indecent. I just stood there in the doorway, not understanding anything. My neighbor, Carla, who happened to be taking out the trash, gave me a weird look. What happened? Apparently, robes are now a criminal offense. We laughed it off, thought he was just having a bad day. 3 weeks later, a serious-looking guy shows up to hand me a court summons. The empanada kid was actually suing me for causing emotional distress and creating a hostile work environment. The documents looked like something out of a legal soap opera. They claimed I had intentionally exposed him to traumatic imagery by opening the door in a state of calculated undress, meant to psychologically harm workers. I called my sister. She works as a legal assistant and she couldn't stop laughing. "This guy thinks you're an exhibitionist for wearing a robe." Court day arrives. The kid shows up in a suit, clinging to his mom's arm, carrying a briefcase like he's a lawyer. He starts off saying he's had nightmares since that day. Then he can't ring doorbells anymore and needs therapy for work-related anxiety, specifically delivery trauma. His mom chimes in, "Your Honor, my son is a good boy. He shouldn't be exposed to things like that at work." "Things like what?" "Exactly?" the judge asks. "Inappropriate clothing." I was sitting there in my most boring pantsuit thinking, this cannot be real. And then they bring out the evidence. The kid's lawyer had a full slideshow on safety, protocols for delivery workers, and what customers are expected to wear at home. It included photos of different types of robes with coverage percentages and potential emotional triggers. The mom testifies that her son came home shaking and couldn't eat dinner that night. The judge asks me to describe what I was wearing. I say, a long fleece robe, fully closed, not revealing anything. And then Carla, my neighbor, steps in. She says she saw everything from her kitchen window. "Your Honor, I have 4 teenage sons, and I've seen them go to church dressed." More provocatively, "This woman was more covered than people at the supermarket on a Sunday." The kid's lawyer jumps in. Objection. Carla keeps going. "She looked like a sick person asking for food." "That's it?" The judge looks at the kid, then at the PowerPoint, then back at the kid. "Son, if a piece of fabric traumatizes you this much, maybe food delivery isn't your calling."